Kip Smythe. I'm Vice President of Global Programs for NPES. What I'd like to start with is this pie chart that shows the world print market. We did this study originally in 2007. It was based on 2006 data. And then, of course, we had the global downturn, we had the global recession, and the forecast data in there was wrong, okay? Couldn't possibly be right with what changed. So we recently spent a few more dollars and had PRIMIR, the consultant in England that did this work for us, update the data. And as you can see, the study says that the worldwide market, the global market for printing in 2008 was about $700 billion. So huge, huge market. And they forecast that it's going to grow, not spectacularly, but it's going to grow to about $725 billion by 2014. But of course, we got 2009 in there in between 2008 and 2014, and we had a big drop-off at that period. So the key I want to show you on this slide, though, from the Asia-Pacific perspective is this. North America right now is probably the largest region of the world at 30.8%, and Asia is right there, slightly behind at 30. But by the time we go out to 2014, things are going to be shifting from the west to the east, and as you can see, Asia is going to jump to 35% of the worldwide market for print, and North America is going to come in second at 27.3%. So we've got a major shift going on, and where the focus of the printing industry is globally. So as manufacturers and NPES members, we have to get off our blinders if North America is big enough to support us and start looking globally, and especially to the Asia-Pacific region. How about that? A lot of numbers, huh? The thing I want you to key in on is Asia. Look at the growth over the 8-year period from 2000 to 2008, from about $140 billion to about $200 billion. And it's 51.4% growth rate. Well, it's not going to be the fastest growing region in the world. It's only going to grow at 21%, but it's growing at 21% on a huge base. Some of the other regions, like Eastern Europe, that we'll be talking about tomorrow, are going to have faster growth rates, but from a much lower base. So the focus really needs to be, if you're looking at export markets, you've got to be in the Asia-Pacific region. I mentioned that the global recession impacted the forecast last time. I just wanted to show you what happened in terms of the dollars. In the original study, they predicted a growth rate over the period of 2006 to 2011 to be about 28.9% in the Asia-Pacific region. Despite the global downturn, their growth rate is still going to be pretty good at 23.4, but look what happened to North America. It went from an 8.3% growth rate to negative 6.4. So obviously the global recession has had a huge impact on print volumes. We'd be much higher in 2014 if we haven't had this major downturn for the past year and a half, 2 years. The study identified 9 key markets that manufacturers of printing technology should be focusing on. And the 3 in red there are from the Asia-Pacific region, and they're probably the 3 largest. So China, India, and Indonesia are all 3 of the 9 markets that members should be focusing on as we go forward from now to 2014. If you look at those countries, you're dealing with a population that's going to be about 3.6 billion people, and where there are people and they're literate, there's printing. And that market's going to grow about $70 billion over that time frame to about $196 billion industry, just in those 9 markets alone. So if you're focusing your export business, that's the 9 places to be looking as you go forward. Graphically, as I said before, the shift is going from the west to the east, and that's rather clear, and it's going from the north to the south into Latin America.